Hello chess lovers, I have a fantastic game for you played by the 5th world chess champion Max Euwe. His opponent is a leading French and Polish chess grandmaster Savielly Tartakower. The game was played in 1948 in Venice. Tartakower started with e4 and e5 by Euwe. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, white goes for the Italian game, bishop c5, c3, the main move is knight f6, but we see bishop b6 by Euwe, d4, queen e7, white castles kingside, d6, h3 not allowing bishop g4, knight f6, rook e1, black castles kingside, knight a3, knight d8, bishop f1, knight e8, black is preparing f5, but here comes knight c4, intensifying the pressure on e5, and Euwe played f6, but this is weakening the a to g8 diagonal, and now Tartakower played a4, trying to trap this bishop, and after c6, knight takes b6, a takes b6, here comes queen b3 check, forking the king and the pawn, knight e6, and white is capturing on b6. After the opening, white is just dominating the position, and it was in here that Max Euwe decided to go for this adventurous g5 move, trying to start some attack on the king side. Bishop c4, h6, h4, king h7, h takes g5, h takes g5, and d takes e5. Well, it was better to play g3 and place the king on g2 and the rook on h1, but instead we see d takes e5, d takes e5, bishop e3. Again, white is not hurrying to bring into life that idea. Black played rook h8, g3, king g6 and king g2, but already it turns out that it's too late. Here the lightning struck and Max Euwe played knight f4 check, sacrificing the knight. Well, it was better to capture on f4 with a bishop. If bishop h3 check, this is not scary, simply king g1. If g takes f4, white's position is actually solid, but instead, after knight f4 check, Tartakower captured on f4 with a pawn. Here comes bishop h3 check, but now it's becoming very dangerous for white. King g3, well, if king g1 then black capture on f4, later bring the queen on g5, this is going to be terrible for white. That's why after bishop h3 check we see king g3, and black is capturing on f4, forking the bishop and the king. Bishop takes f4, and instead of capturing on f4, if you capture on f4, then simply king takes f4. Both kings are in danger. That's why after g takes f4 check, bishop takes f4. Max Euwe played a powerful queen d7 move. He's threatening queen g4 and then give a discover check and just crush this white king. White played knight h2, covering the g4 square. Here comes e takes f4 check. King takes f4, rook h4 check. Look at this fantastic king hunt. King e3, bishop g2, knight f3. The threat was to capture on e4 and checkmate white king. That's why we see knight f3, closing the bishop's path. And now you can pause the video and try to find Euwe's next move. Ready? Well, I just told you that he was going to capture on e4, but after knight f3 the bishop is no longer supporting the rook. But Max Euwe captured on e4. Here we go. King takes e4, knight d6 check, totally exposing white king. King d3, queen f5 check, king d4, queen f4 check. Well, it was better to capture on f3. Now black is threatening queen takes f2. If a move like rook e3, then simply queen g4 check, winning this bishop. And if bishop e6, then c5 is very strong. If king takes c5, then queen f2 check, winning the queen. Or after c5 check, if queen takes c5, then queen takes f2 again, king d3, winning the queen. Let's go back. But after king d4 we see queen f4 check, king d3, queen takes c4, king c2. Now white king is managing to escape. Bishop takes f3, b3, bishop e4 check, king b2, queen d3. And it was in here that Tartakower made a mistake and played rook g1 check. It was better to play rook c1. Now if queen d2 check, then king a3. Though black has a very strong bishop b1 move, cutting both rooks and threatening to capture on c1. If rook takes b1, then this is easy. Black can easily win the game. Queen d6 check, then queen d2 check, followed by queen d4 checkmate. But after bishop b1, white can play rook g1 check, moving away the rook with a tempo. If king f7, then king b4, and looks like white is managing to defend his king. But instead, after queen d3, we see rook g1 check, and now we can see that white's position is collapsing. King f7, rook c1 covering the c2 square, but the queen attacks from d2 square, giving a check. King a3. Now you can pause the video and try to find Euwe's next move. Still, there are fireworks to see. Ready? He played knight c4 check, sacrificing the knight. This is the start. B takes c4, and now comes the rook. Rook takes a4 check, sacrificing two pieces in order to expose white king. King takes a4, queen a2 check, king b4, queen b2 check, and Tartakower resigned. Well, if king c5, then after queen takes f2 check, black is winning the queen, and this is going to be an easy win for black. That's why, as I have already mentioned, after queen b2 check, Tartakower resigned. What a fantastic king hunt by Max Euwe. He was just sacrificing every possible piece and finally managed to win the game. If you liked this brilliant king hunt, don't forget to give the thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. More games are coming. Good luck.